Hello, this is Hooked by Happenstance, and I'm Kendra, and today is Saturday, September 1st, which makes it the first day of what I am calling Scraptember. That is a month where I try to use up and finish projects that involve scraps. Now, I'm going to film some stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I've done this a couple of times where I've done projects, and at the end I wish that I had filmed along the way and then we could have talked about it, but I didn't, and you can't do it after the fact, so I'm going to film stuff along the way, and I will put this together somehow. Maybe it'll be a vlog of my Scraptember adventure, maybe it'll be project by project, maybe I won't use any of this, I don't know, but here is where we are starting from. And the final scrappy project that I already have going is my scrap stash blanket. When I was freaker frogging things, I've ended up with lots of little bits of acrylic, plus I had lots of little bits of acrylic left for making toys and things. Just little bits of acrylic seemed to be a thing in my life, and I wanted to make them into a more functional thing than just a pile of little acrylic balls. So, this is its current state. This is one, I don't think that piece is quite done, I need to measure it against the others, but there's currently, there's 12 finished strips in here. I don't want to lay them out because I don't want to actually see it till I put it all together, if that makes any sense. And this will be strip 13. I believe I need approximately 16 strips, at least based on what I had been planning. I might put those 16 together and decide I want more. I have plenty of scraps. There's these two. This is full of scraps. This is full of scraps. And this is full of scraps. So, I've got a lot of yarn to work with to do something that's going to turn out really neat. And I'm going to be really excited about it. I mean, I'm excited. Every time I start working on this project, it kind of becomes like an obsession for a little while. And then that feeling wanes. So, hopefully I can keep that feeling up till it's finished this month. Well, it is about 2:30-ish in the morning, Saturday, September 8th. So we are exactly 1 week into Scraptember, and I finished something. So excited. So, here's my scrap stash blanket in all of its acrylic glory. It's so pretty, and I was able to edge the whole thing in half double crochet in this Mexicana, I believe is which Red Heart Super Saver it is. And I had a little scrap ball of it, which I thought I might have to use something else, and the ball made it all the way around with a little bit to spare. So, this is an assortment of different things that I've used in various projects, like the little leftover bits, things that I've gotten out of freaker frogs, just little bits that have been left over from like yarn barf out of things, but it turned out so good. So the way that I worked this up, I used a G-hook, and I foundation single crocheted 19 stitches, and then I half double crocheted all the other rows, and I went until it was a length which I originally had measured to be about 60 inches. The 19 stitches got me about 5 inches. So my plan was to make 16 of these like scarf strips, which I would then attach together to make a blanket that was approximately 60 by 80. And that is pretty much what it is. In a second, I will pick it up so you can see it on my person, so you can see what size it's looking like. But it is plenty large, as you can see on the floor in the middle of my office. It is not perfectly flat. That is to be expected because it is a mishmash of different kinds of yarn, and I didn't change the hook to like accommodate for gauge and things because it's a scrap blanket. That stuff doesn't matter. It's just scraps, and they are now used. Instead of slip stitching or single crocheting the strips together, I did go ahead and mattress stitch them just one direction. Sometimes when I mattress stitch things, I go one direction, then I come back, because usually it's for like the sides of a sweater or something where it's going to get a lot of pull. This, I think they will hold together just fine. You know, just tied a knot in one end, mattress stitch, tied a knot in the other, and then wove in the ends. So, I am very, very happy and very excited. And potentially there is another scrap stash blanket that will end up happening here during the month, because I realized that this blanket didn't take up all my scraps. And I keep creating more because I keep going through and freaker frogging things or finding little bits that are tucked here and there. So I do have more scraps to use up, so we'll see. I did offer that I might make a matching blanket for my Happenstance so that we could each have one when we want to curl up on the couch this winter. Won't that be fun? To have our own matching blankets. And a lot of this yarn, I remember the projects it came out of. So it is significant and probably super beautiful to nobody else but me. Though I don't know, I have gotten a lot of nice comments that people like the colors and think it's cool. It's super easy. Like, I don't feel like any great accomplishment in the fact that, like, I did something difficult. The only thing that was difficult about it is, I mean, it's a 60 by 80 half double crochet straight blanket. So that's a lot of stitches. Let me pick it up so that you can get a feel for how big it actually is. So I am 5'5", and obviously I'm holding it as high as I can, and it's just touching my toes. And it is totally big enough to wrap around myself. And actually it goes to about my ankles. So it'll be good for curling up on the couch. It can totally go in the washer and dryer. I think that once I wash and dry it, it will be just more pleasant. It'll get softer, obviously, because most of this yarn has not been washed. It will also, I think, just lay nicer, because right now the ends haven't all quite married together along the strips. This is what the back looks like, where I stitched the strips together. It's actually not too bad. I kind of like the texture that it gave it, because there's a little bit of something, but not so much that, like, if you're sitting on it, it's gonna bother. If you're not already following along, I am posting daily on Instagram at HookedByHappenstance with the hashtag #YarnScrapTember. Join me and post under hashtag #YarnScrapTember if you are doing some daily or just doing scrappy projects this month. There's other people posting there too, and it's fun to see everybody's progress, and it's fun to use up scraps because they're things we already have and they're things that are being underutilized. We should utilize them. And now I get to move something off my On the Hook list that has been on there since I rebooted the podcast, so it has been over a year. It was like May of last year that I started this. So, like, I don't know, 16 months, 17 months that I've been working on this, and I've obviously been amassing scraps longer than that. So it is possible to use up all those bits and ends, and hopefully you will feel as excited as I do if you do. If you're next to me, you'll find a link to some other videos from the channel, as well as a place to subscribe if you'd like videos like this to just pop into your feed as I finish things this month. And down in the description box below is a link to my Patreon and my online shop. I will see you all next time. Bye!